Welcome, fellow adventurers. Today we embark on a scorching journey to the hottest places our planet has to offer. We're talking about places so hot they make a sauna feel like a walk-in refrigerator. We're talking about places where the sun high-fives you with a vengeance and the air itself seems to sweat. Buckle up because things are about to get toasty. From blistering sands to shimmering mirages, these locations defy the limits of human endurance. We'll be trekking through deserts where camels fear to tread and cities where the asphalt melts under your feet. We'll be braving scorching winds that could strip paint off a car and temperatures that could boil an egg on the sidewalk. Don't try that at home, kids. But fear not, my intrepid explorers, for I, Ajay, will be your guide through this inferno. Our first stop on this sizzling sojourn takes us to the heart of Death Valley, California, a place so hot it could melt the chrome off a trailer hitch. We're talking about Furnace Creek, my friends, where the mercury hit a record-breaking 56.7 degrees Celsius, 134 degree F. That's hotter than a jalapeno eating contest in a sauna. Now you might be thinking, Ajay, why would anyone in their right mind want to visit a place called Death Valley, let alone a place called Furnace Creek? Well, my friend, it's simple. To test the limits of human endurance and to see if I can fry an egg on the sidewalk. Spoiler alert, I can, and it's delicious. But seriously, folks, Death Valley is a place of stark beauty and unforgiving extremes. The landscape is a surreal palette of burnt oranges, dusty yellows, and sun-bleached whites. The air is so dry it feels like you're breathing through a straw, and the silence is broken only by the occasional howl of a coyote or the crunch of your own footsteps. Now, surviving in this furnace requires a special set of skills, kind of like playing a real-life game of the floor is lava, but with higher stakes. First, you need to embrace the shade. If you see a measly shrub offering a sliver of shade, you dive under it like your life depends on it, because in Death Valley it just might. Second, hydration is key. We're talking about drinking enough water to make a camel jealous. And no, chugging a six-pack of soda doesn't count. Trust me, I've tried. It doesn't end well. Next, we leave the scorched earth of Death Valley and jet set across the globe to Kebele, Tunisia, a place so hot even the locals call it the oven. And trust me, these are people who know a thing or two about heat. Here, in the heart of the Sahara Desert, the mercury regularly tops 55 degrees C, 131 degree F. That's hotter than a camel's armpit after a marathon. Now you might be thinking, Ajay, why are we going to Kebele? Don't we get enough heat here in Death Valley? And to that I say, my friend, it's all about pushing the boundaries, testing the limits, and seeing if I can get a tan through my sunscreen. Spoiler alert, I can't, but I'm still working on it. But seriously, folks, Kebele is a fascinating place. It's an ancient oasis town, a literal island of life and a sea of sand. For centuries, it's been a vital stop for traders and travelers crossing the Sahara, a place to rest, replenish, and try not to melt into a puddle of sweat. Now, surviving in Kebele is all about respecting the desert. The Bedouin nomads who call this place home have been doing it for centuries, and they've learned a thing or two about staying alive when the heat is on. They know how to find water in the driest of wadis, how to build shelters that keep out the sun, and how to make a mean cup of mint tea that's more refreshing than a dip in an oasis. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Avaz, Iran, a city so hot they use oven mitts to open car doors. Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. We're talking about a place where the mercury has been known to hit a scorching 54 degrees C, 129.2 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than a politician's promise in an election year. Now you might be thinking, RJ, why are we going to a city? I thought we were supposed to be exploring the wilderness. And to that I say, my friend, sometimes the most extreme environments are found in the heart of civilization. Plus, I hear the street food in Avaz is off the chain. Just kidding, I wouldn't eat anything that's been sitting out in this heat. But seriously, folks, Avaz is a city of contrasts. It's a bustling metropolis with a rich history and culture, but it's also a place where the heat is a constant presence, a force to be reckoned with. It's a place where people have learned to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Surviving in Avaz is all about working with the heat, not against it. Locals have developed ingenious ways to beat the heat, from traditional architecture designed to maximize airflow to modern innovations like air conditioning. Thank goodness for small miracles. But it's also about pacing yourself, staying hydrated, and knowing when to seek refuge from the sun's relentless rays. Next, we're off to Tirat Zvi, Israel, a kibbutz nestled in the heart of the Beit Shean Valley, one of the hottest places in the country. Here, surrounded by date palm groves and the shimmering heat haze, the mercury regularly soars to 54 degrees Celsius, 129 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than a camel's breath after a chilly cook-off. Now you might be thinking, Ajay, a kibbutz? That doesn't sound very adventurous. And to that I say, my friend, don't underestimate the resilience of the human spirit, especially when it comes to surviving in extreme heat. Plus, I hear the dates here are to die for. Figuratively speaking, of course. We don't want to tempt fate in this heat. But seriously, folks, Tirat Zvi is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of community. Founded in 1937, this kibbutz has thrived in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. They've developed innovative agricultural techniques, harnessing the power of the Jordan River to irrigate their crops and create a veritable oasis in the desert. Surviving in Tirat Zvi is all about learning from the locals. These folks have been living and thriving in this heat for generations, and they know a thing or two about staying cool under pressure. They'll teach you the importance of siesta, a midday break from the heat, the art of finding shade wherever you can, and the value of a good hat, and by good I mean wide-brimmed and breathable. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Mitreba, Kuwait, a place so hot, even the sand sweats. Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. This desert outpost holds the dubious honor of recording one of the hottest temperatures ever reliably measured on Earth, a scorching 53.9 degrees Celsius, 129 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than a freshly paved road in August. Now you might be thinking, Ajay, why are we going to a place where even the thermometers are begging for mercy? And to that, I say, my friend, it's all about pushing the boundaries, testing the limits, and seeing if I can get a suntan through my layers of sunscreen and protective clothing. Spoiler alert, it's a work in progress. But seriously, folks, Mitreba is a place of extremes. It's a desolate landscape of sand dunes, salt flats, and shimmering heat haze, where survival is a daily challenge. It's a place where the wind whispers tales of resilience and the sun beats down with an intensity that can melt asphalt. Surviving in Mitreba is all about respecting the power of the desert. It's about staying hydrated, seeking shade whenever possible, and knowing when to call it a day and retreat to the relative cool of your air-conditioned shelter. It's about embracing the Bedouin philosophy of living in harmony with nature, even when it feels like nature is trying to turn you into a human jerky stick. Get ready for a history lesson, folks, because we're heading to Basra, Iraq, a city steeped in ancient history and sweltering heat. Situated on the banks of the Shatt al-Arab waterway, Basra is a place where the past and present collide, and where the mercury regularly hits a sizzling 53.9 degrees Celsius, 129 degree F. That's hotter than a Babylonian king's temper after a chariot race. Now, you might be thinking, Ajay, we're going to Iraq, isn't it a bit, dangerous? And to that I say, my friend, adventure knows no bounds, and besides, I've got my trusty shamag and a whole lot of sunscreen, but seriously, folks, safety is paramount, and we'll be taking all necessary precautions to ensure a safe and sweat-inducing experience. Basra is a city of contrasts. It's a bustling port city with a rich cultural heritage, but it's also a place where the heat is a constant companion, a force to be reckoned with. It's a place where ancient ruins stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time, and where the air is thick with the scent of spices, dates, and, well, sweat. Surviving in Basra is all about embracing the local customs. It's about drinking plenty of tea, hot or cold, your choice, wearing loose-fitting clothing, and learning to pace yourself in the heat. It's about seeking shade whenever possible and finding solace in the cool interiors of mosques and traditional courtyard homes. Pack your bags and grab your sunscreen, because we're heading to Turbat, Pakistan, a city where the sun doesn't set. It just takes a power nap. Nestled in the heart of Balochistan, Turbat is a place where the mercury regularly hits a scorching 53.7 degrees Celsius, 128.7 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than a vindaloo curry cooked on the surface of the sun. Now you might be thinking, Ajay, why are we going to Turbat? Don't we get enough heat here in my backyard? And to that I say, my friend, it's all about pushing the boundaries, testing the limits, and seeing if I can get a tan through my sweat-soaked shirt. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. But seriously, folks, Turbot is a fascinating place. It's a bustling city with a rich history and culture, but it's also a place where the heat is a constant presence, a force to be reckoned with. It's a place where people have learned to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity, and where the tea is always hot and the hospitality even hotter. Surviving in Turbot is all about respecting the power of the desert. It's about staying hydrated, seeking shade whenever possible, and knowing when to call it a day and retreat to the relative cool of your air-conditioned haven. It's about embracing the local customs, wearing loose-fitting clothing, and learning to pace yourself in the heat. And hey, if all else fails, there's always a cold shower and a tall glass of lassi waiting for you at the end of the day. Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we're heading to Al Jazeera border gate, UAE, a place so hot even the mirages are sweating. Okay, maybe not, but you get the idea. This desert outpost is known for its scorching temperatures, regularly exceeding 52.1 degrees Celsius, 125.8 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than a camel's undercarriage after a dune-bashing competition. Now you might be thinking, Ajay, why are we ending our journey at a border gate? Can't we at least go out with a bang, like a dip in a volcano or something? And to that I say, my friend, after braving the hottest places on Earth, sometimes the most extreme thing you can do is simply stand still and let the heat wash over you. Plus, I hear the duty-free shop has great deals on sunscreen. But seriously, folks, Al Jazeera border gate is a testament to human endurance and the allure of adventure. It's a place where the desert stretches out in all its glory. A vast expanse of sand dunes, shimmering heat haze, and the occasional lost traveler, hopefully not us. Surviving in Al Jazeera border gate is all about respecting the power of the desert. It's about staying hydrated, seeking shade whenever possible, and knowing when to call it a day and retreat to the relative cool of your air-conditioned oasis. It's about embracing the Bedouin philosophy of living in harmony with nature, even when it feels like nature is trying to turn you into a human popsicle. Well, folks, there you have it. We've braved the hottest places on Earth, from the scorching sands of the Sahara to the sweltering cities of the Middle East. We've sweated, we've thirsted, we've probably even questioned our sanity a time or two, but through it all we've emerged victorious, our spirits unbroken, our skin a few shades darker or redder depending on your sun tolerance. As we bid farewell to these scorching landscapes, let's take a moment to appreciate the resilience of the human spirit and the incredible adaptability of our species. From the Bedouin nomads who call the desert home to the city dwellers who brave the heat each day, humans have found a way to thrive in even the most extreme environments. So the next time you're feeling the heat, remember this journey, remember the lessons we've learned, the challenges we've overcome, and the sheer audacity of venturing into some of the hottest places on Earth. And most importantly, remember to stay hydrated, seek shade, and never underestimate the power of a good pair of sandals.